What's cracking, my crackers? Future Bald Guy here. And today we're going to be doing something a little different than my normal content. See, I've been doing a lot of Overwatch 2 recently, and I discovered this funny little game mode called Overwatch Zombies, or as I like to call it, Suckers vs. Sweden. And I've noticed that there are a lot of characters in it. Most of the characters in the game are in the game mode. However, I wanted to go over the support category for this video and let y'all know who is the most viable. As always, we're going to be looking at the abilities, the damage output, and the healing output of these supports. Without further ado, here's every support ranked in SVS. First up in the F tier is going to be Ana, and this character suffers from non-translation over from multiplayer to zombies. That's because this is the only character I feel that just wasn't balanced very well. Her abilities haven't been reduced on cooldown, and the damage on the anti-grenade hasn't even been buffed. Like, for example, it still only does, I think, 80 damage, and zombies have way higher health than that. It's not going to even put a dent in them at the higher rounds. And sure, it prevents them from healing. They can't heal anyways, so it's kind of pointless. And with the sleep dart, sure, you can put a zombie out of commission for a couple seconds, but would you rather have that, or would you rather have, a mace that has high swing speed, or a Kamehameha? It's really a redundant use case. So overall, pitiful damage, mediocre healing, and not even good use cases for the character. Mercy suffers from much of the same problem. Every character can revive anybody, because once you go down, there will be a thing that says, so-and-so is down, and if you stand in the circle for 5 seconds, it'll revive your teammate, which makes revive redundant. The pistol does pitiful damage while not having to reload, and the flight, honestly isn't a good use case. Now, with Valkyrie, the ultimate, it is just not good, man. It's one buff from, normal multiplayer, from its infinite ammo being made into a normal thing. It removes the use case of it not just being a get-out-of-jail-free card. But now it kind of is. All you can do is move around for a few seconds, and overall, this character just suffers from balancing. Now, I will say that this character has the best base healing output of any other character. But the problem is that everything else, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Up next, claiming the C-tier spot, is going to be Lucio. And that's because he has okay damage, okay healing. Sure, it's AoE, but it's over time, meaning that if someone's deeply in need of support, they're better off just going to somebody else or trying to heal over time, rather than just sitting there for 50 seconds trying to get health back. In this game mode, you need a lot of direct healing rather than passive healing, so as a result, Lucio becomes kind of redundant. Now, I will say, on later rounds that speed boost can come in handy, but you have a speed power-up to begin with. So, overall, a character that, while better than Mercy and Ana, struggles to find a niche. Next up is going to be an unexpected choice, and that's going to be Baptiste. Now, you may be wondering why he's this low due to the immortality field and the health field, but the reason is, without a coordinated team, his ultimate A is not exactly viable, and B, without a coordinated team, you won't get full utilization of it. And normally in multiplayer, I'd say he has high damage, but in this game mode, it's not great. If he had, slightly higher damage, and if they reduced his cooldown on his immortality field, which is 20 seconds in this, by the way, I feel that they would make this character better. Even in the meta. But, as it stands, he's good, but you need a coordinated team to do it. Zenyatta has the opposite problem. You see, he has probably the best damage out of any support in the game. However, his healing is lacking. Now, his utility is actually really good, because the anti-orb is surprisingly good at dealing with enemies, making them go from 2 to 3 or 3 to 2 shots, and 4 to 3 shots. It's a really useful tool. And the ultimate is also pretty decent, with making you invincible and healing your entire team. However, the actual healing from his biotic orb, is the best way I could call it, is not great. Despite it being a direct source of healing, it gives a pitiful amount of work. And honestly, it's the only thing in his kit holding him back. So for now, he's in high B tier. Now, our last two entries could go either way in terms of which one is considered the best. It really is something that comes down to playstyle, and Brigitte is the more aggressive of the two. You see, the mace has a massive kind of cone in front of it to where anything in that cone will be hit. And that isn't exclusive to one enemy. I've been able to hit 4 and 5 enemies at the same time because all of them were in the cone, which definitely gives an edge to her damage viability. Not to mention, once you upgrade it to her two-shotting everything, it's really, really useful. The shield bash can get kills, your boop can get kills. It's honestly great. And the healing is no slouch either. Not only do you have the health packs, but you also have AoE healing with your ultimate, and just getting enough kills will give you AoE healing from each hit. And that's really, really good, especially for a character in this game mode where AoE healing is important to keeping all of your team alive. However, due to the aggressive playstyle, being able to get you killed on earlier rounds, and the fact that the character is 19,000 points, I'm gonna have to put her in A tier. Rounding out our list here is going to be Moira in the S tier spot. And it's probably not surprising considering her generalist role, because good damage with the orbs and the primary fire, good healing because the healing is in a cone, so you can heal multiple teammates at once, and an amazing ultimate in her Kamehameha, because it not only does it heal your team, but it does a steady stream of damage to enemies, and once you upgrade the damage enough, it is devastating. It is honestly what I would argue as one of the best ults in this entire game mode. Now, I will say, if you prefer a more aggressive playstyle, go with Brig, but with Moira, there is no going wrong. Like, not even just all of that stuff, but your fade is infinite. You can fade for as long as you need to, which is an amazing change that I wish that they would add to the normal game, but I understand why they wouldn't. With that being said, that is the entire list, everybody. I didn't expect us to make it to 8 minutes for once. So thank you for tuning in. The last little bit has been kind of tough for me, and I haven't been able to get videos out as much as I want to. But I wanted to give a little treat here today, because I haven't uploaded in a while, and I figured that you guys were kind of starved for content. With that being said, thank you for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.